Okay, this next section is logical operators. These are usually used in tandem with comparison operators. So for example, if we wanted to compare that A didn't equal B, and we also wanted to make sure that A was less than C, but we wanted to check both of those inside of one if statement, then we can use an AND statement or two ampersands in order to test both of those in the same if statement. If you didn't use the AND statement, you could use two nested if statements in order to test for each comparison independently, but that can make your code long, and the less nested code you have, the easier it will be to read and also to troubleshoot. We can also use an OR operator. So for example, if we want either of these conditions to be true, so for example, if A is true or B is true, or whatever comparison we're doing for A or B is true, then we want to return true, we can use OR. An alias for OR is two pipe symbols. Now a pipe symbol is what you get when you hold down the Shift key and the / key on your keyboard at the same time. Another logical operator, which you've actually seen up in the comparison operator, is the not true operator. Above, you saw it used to compare two different variables, but we can also use it for a single variable in order to reverse it. So for example, if A was false, this exclamation mark would test to see if it was not true, and that would be true, so the code would run inside of here. And that sounds a little confusing at first, but after you've seen a few examples, you'll start to get a sense of where that's applied in code. And finally, we have the XOR operator. And this is also a nice one to remember because you probably won't use it an awful lot, but when you want to use it, it can be a great shortcut to writing a lot of code. So what XOR is it checks to see whether A is true or B is true, but it will return false if both of them are true.